Okay, continuing from where I left off, going straight back into the Emery Smith reading. So I'm just going to try and tune into him and just get a general sense about where he's at with the show Cosmic Disclosure. For those of you who do not know, he is a um, character person in the show where he claims to have been in deep military underground bases and seen UFOs and aliens of all sorts and worked alongside with aliens doing genetic, dissecting different aliens who have died and has a lot of very interesting things to say. So, looking for a picture or a symbolic picture representing him within that show. I'm just seeing him, and it's like he's standing there with his hands out like this, almost like he's not like he's asking a question. I can't do it with my hands up or low, so the camera can't see. But it's almost like he's just like, yeah, this is me, like just showing himself with his hands open, palm out. It's kind of like, yep, there it is. So I definitely get a very kind of like he's just putting it all out there. Trying to see, is there anything where he is, I don't know, making stuff up or jumping to conclusions or kind of saying things that he doesn't necessarily know are true. And I do get a sense that he can get dragged into minor speculation, but he seems to make it somewhat known that it's speculation because I'm seeing the way he's saying it. It's questionable. It's like he's making a statement, but he's making a statement with a question mark afterwards. Like, like he's being dragged into kind of considering possibilities that may or may not be true. But this is a very small percentage of what's going on here. Very, very small. And I don't see him going very far with it at all. And it's like he retreats or he cuts himself off from going too far down that rabbit hole. When I ask what this is about, I'm getting that this definitely obviously has to do with aliens, but also with like genetic coding theories with aliens working with genetic coding in some manner. Um, and aliens having control over genetic manipulation, and it almost being like they're intentionally controlling something about genes. This isn't necessarily about humans, though. Um, it is, but it isn't. It's not focused specifically on humans. It's like bigger than that. So this is like something he's speculating, or he's being kind of drawn into speculating about regarding that. So I'm going to see more like, what is that about? And when I tune into that, I'm saying that it's really not quite as I want to say draconian, or it's not as like hierarchical and serious as the ideas about it are being put out there, but it's like more like I'm seeing the extraterrestrials kind of being like, yeah, like whatever, like it's not a big, like it's not really a thing. Like it looks like it's like kind of like a half truth is what I'm getting. And I don't know exactly what this is particularly, but I'm getting those, it's like those, what I just described, those types of things that this is about, where he's kind of being very speculative. And it looks like he's also being really speculative, not just because he's being dragged into that, but also because he's really curious and he wants to know. It looks like there's this curiosity that's not really necessarily grounded, and it's kind of like the curiosity that's a little off balance. It just gets like kind of nudged here and there, and but it also at the very same time does look like there is some serious truth to it. So I am like literally looking for like the negative in this. So I don't want to make it sound like this is negative, because there's also a lot of positive to it, and he does seem very grounded overall. This is just the one area and aspect where it seems that he's not. So I want to see a picture about him working with David Wilcock. Let's see what comes up for that. So I'm seeing Emery Smith being much higher up on the totem pole of some sort. I'm trying to see what this totem pole is. What is he higher up on? And I think this has to do with authenticity, but also with viewers. And I think he seems more interesting, I guess. Let's see about. I want to know more about him directly in relation to David Wilcock. So it's like David Wilcock is very sturdy about his ideas, I guess. He kind of is like really kind of pushing these ideas, and Emery Smith is kind of just floating around, more so detached from these ideas. And it's like David Wilcock's trying to like nail him into like this or that, almost like suggesting things. Okay. Yeah, so that's pretty self-explanatory. So I want to see how he interacts with Corey Good now. So there's something about Corey Good where it's like he's like way lower on the totem pole, but also a little notch higher than him at the very same time, and it's contradictory. Like emotionally, I see him as being much for like way down, and it's almost like he's been beaten on some level. But with fans or the viewers, I guess you could say, I'm seeing him being just one notch above him. And see how they interact. So I'm seeing Emery Smith it's like he takes a step back, like he kind of wants to get his space, um, like kind of like backing up and then like slowly going, and kind of like a cat. If you walk up to a cat too fast, they'll like bolt off, but then they'll come back very slowly as long as you don't make any sudden moves or anything like that. It seems to be kind of how he is towards Corey Good in some manner here. I don't know exactly what this is, but that's just what I'm seeing so far. So let's see here. And it's like Corey Good isn't, he's just kind of sitting there waiting for him. It's almost like he's calling him to him on some level. He's like, hey, come sit by me, be part of my crew or whatever. Um, and I'm seeing Emery Smith being very skeptical about this, and it's like he does go sit down, but then he's like kind of like, oh, should I leave? And there's something feels very uncomfortable for him being there. It looks like there's almost like this kind of I want to say righteous type of vibe coming off of Corey Good. Almost like if somebody was like, put their chest out and be very kind of like proud, but it's not like he's literally doing that whatsoever. It's just like the best way I can kind of describe the energy here. But it's like he, like almost like kingly, royally, like, and it's almost like he's found his throne and he's sitting in his throne. And Emery Smith is kind of like, I don't know. It's like he doesn't really want to be in his kind of like sort of dynamic here. He seems to be much more interested in the new things, where Corey Good is kind of more like kind of established himself, and he's like, this is what I'm about, and this is this, and here I am, and welcome to my kingdom. And Emery Smith is kind of like, yeah, but I want to kind of like go over there and check this out and like learn more stuff. And there's a level of curiosity to Emery Smith that I'm not really getting from Corey Good. Corey Good's kind of like, I got this all figured out already. And Emery Smith is like, maybe not. There seems to be a little bit of contempt on Corey Good's part that is almost like religious and kind of like stubborn on some level. And this isn't a reading about Corey Good, so I'm going to go ahead and move on from that. I want to look more at Emery Smith here. You can see, like, sorry, that's my phone. I forgot to turn my phone off. It looks like Emery Smith is kind of on a vacation right now, is the gist that I'm getting from like all his hard work. But there's also like this background of really hard work going on, which is contradictory. And it's like there's this private stuff that like he's working on really, really hard. But like he's taking a break from the public, is what I'm getting. Looks like he's, yeah, just geared up for more like vacation and really kind of standing his ground. It looks like there's some sort of threat towards details, towards his statements, and it's like he feels that he has to defend those statements, and it's like there's a lot of energy from him to kind of battle the people who want to destroy him or destroy what he's been saying or so-called debunk it. It looks like very solid stuff that he's saying for the most part. And I think that's all I need to say here. So I'm going to go ahead and end this reading. So thank you for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe. Yeah, also have a Patreon page where I am teaching how to develop your own intuition and basically to do what I do in a nutshell. Maybe not all the details of everything, but just the gist, and you can kind of create your own ways of doing things as well, as I have from what I've learned. And everybody will have their own unique way of doing it. But if you would like my advice and my techniques, the things that I've done that work for me to be able to tune into things psychically